you're not getting stronger, you're just getting better at surviving the same workout. Now let me tell you what I mean by that. If you go to the gym and don't cause a strong adaptation response to whatever it is you're doing, there's not going to be a stress adaptation. You're not going to grow. You're not going to give your body a reason for it to add more muscle tissue. You're not going to give your body a reason for it to lose more body fat. You're just going to be kind of juggling with the same spot that you're at currently. Now, it's not that that's a problem. I think some people are just like, hey, my motivation to go to the gym is to get a good sweat, get my heart rate up, stimulate the muscle, and that's fine. But I think we are strategically in a time this day and age where we intentionally have to stress our bodies to become more resilient. It's not like the beginning of times where our hands were on things all day. Not everyone is a construction worker or building or even doing laundry by hand or carrying things around all day. A lot of jobs are technology based and keyboard based, computer based. We're inside, we're not in freezing cold temperatures. We're not going through all these different stressors like we used to. So when we go to the gym, yes, thank God for the gym that we have this ability to put this stress on our body, this positive temporary stress. But it's also a reflection to go, well, how often am I putting that stress on my body? And then when I go to the gym, how are we intentionally pushing that bar a little? And that doesn't mean you need to do more reps or stay there longer to where it's like I was there for an hour and then now an hour and a half, now 2 hours. No, but that comes in the fashion of little tiny adjustments with the weight you're doing or the rep ranges you're doing, and really different training blocks, progressing toward different goals and strength goals within those. Or in your cardiovascular training, it could be the lower heart rate zone, the mid heart rate zone, and the higher heart rate zone, just getting more comfortable in those different regions. Even with mobility is huge. It's a brain to body stress. What people don't realize is you're increasing your range of motion with a lot of these mobility exercises. You're pushing the bar, you're causing this nervous system adaptation, this stress response to that area to let the body know that we need to further our range of motion. So it's just a good reflection here of saying, where are we at currently and how are we pushing the bar just a little bit? And I'll give you a good example of where I'm at and how that's really came about in real time. I'm really enjoying these morning cardios with a 2-minute cold shower after. That's something that I really didn't want to do. Now I'm excited about it, but supposedly that's good for metabolism and fat burn and intentional short-term stress, again, that triggers your body to be able to handle other stressful situations, but at just a better capacity and a better resting state, because that's really what occurs. You put this stress on the body in the gym, cardiovascular strength wise, or cold exposure, or sauna heat exposure, and those short-term stresses allow for you just in regular life, when I'm driving around, when I'm talking, when I'm dealing with work, to have this lower resting heart rate to where my resting state is able to be a very restful state where my brain and body can rest, because they've built resilience to where we can sit in this restful, comfortable state with no threats, because your body knows that it's strong. You've built a system that can sustain itself, that can pump blood properly, that knows that it can defend itself. And there's mental resilience and there's physical resilience. So sometimes it's a matter of going, am I going to the gym with the plan? And if there is a plan, a little bit of a reflection on the actual execution of it and going, where can I add just a little bit more, or how can I put just a bit more stress on my system? And those little changes are going to be what really pushes the bar and gives you the results. I can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I think we've heard that a million times, the definition of insanity. So today, for example, when I go train shoulders and arms here momentarily with some cardio, maybe some sauna, I'm going to look at my numbers from last week and I'm going to make sure that I pump out an extra partial rep. I pump out an extra full rep, or a little bit of a stronger squeeze at the end with a tiny hold, and take note of it. So I want to hear from you guys. What is that? What are those little ways that you're pushing the bar? What's kind of something you're gonna do today or here soon that's pushing that stress adaptation? Let me know. Good night, guys.